they bomb like surface targets at Natanz, but the majority, I think, of the centrifuges are still there. And the Iranians claimed at least. So anyway, that's basically the policy. So
June, though.
So in June. So now the Hamas has been severely weakened. They're going to survive, but they have been severely weakened in Gaza. Hezbollah is crushed, severely set back, let's say, in southern Lebanon. Bashar al-Assad and the Ba'athist regime in Syria, allies with Iran and Hezbollah, no longer exist. And nobody can do nothing about the Houthis, as we talked about. Bombed them for years, and they're still there, but they can still bomb them and weaken them somewhat, I guess. The Iraqis seem to, even though they're friends with Iran, they seem to be mostly staying out of Israel's business, although they have attacked American positions in Syria. Their Shiite militias and stuff have. But then Iran is the big one. So the question is, if you're Benjamin Netanyahu, do you leave Iran there because Iran is a good way to try to rally the Sunni kingdoms and join in all the Abraham Accords and everything and ally with Israel against the Shiite Persian enemy? Or what the hell? Go ahead and go for the coup de grace, man. You've already done this and this and this and this. You got all of these things going for you. Go ahead, one, destroy their nuclear program as much as possible, and two, get America in there so that now it's our problem too. And now I don't know if Netanyahu is playing chess here at all. Forget 3 and 4D chess. Just how about regular chess? It could be even checkers. Hell, I don't know how to play chess. It could be that what he's saying is, what he's really doing is setting America on a path of more and more conflict with Iran until it goes all the way to regime change. Or it could be that he's just hoping for the best. We'll just bomb them as much as we can. We'll set back their program as much as we can. And then, I don't know, see what happens then. They act on very kind of like high time preferences, the Israeli government, a lot of the time. So I really don't know what they're thinking there. But I can tell you that they have not obliterated Iran's nuclear program.
We know that.
They have, yes, we know that they have destroyed, I think, they may have made Fordo, the comm facility, essentially inoperable, but Natanz has survived. Much of the Isfahan conversion facility has survived, although I think maybe not the major, most important building there, but I think the infrastructure there has survived. They bomb like surface targets at Natanz, but the majority, I think, of the centrifuges are still there. And the Iranians claimed at least that they were already working on a new secret facility deeper under a taller mountain, and they're continuing their program. They're absolutely, at least their stated position is that, one, they're still not going to make nukes. And I'm not saying we can believe that. I'm saying it used to always be verified by the IAEA. They weren't diverting any of their uranium. Now they've had a big break in their IAEA inspections for months. So we don't know what's happened in the country since then. They're, as all the anti-war people have said for years, they're more likely to make a nuke now than ever before. At least officially, they say nothing has changed. They have no intention to get a nuke, no ambition to get a nuke. The Ayatollah says that God says no nukes, forget it. And so we're not doing that. However, we are going to keep enriching uranium, and we are going to have a civilian nuclear program. It's a matter of our sovereignty and independence, and you're not going to take it from us, and we won't even talk to you until you acknowledge that. Now, I don't know if that's really right. I guess I would have to say it's like a 51% chance at least, maybe more. Shit, I don't know. It's definitely an increased risk that now they're making nukes. It was always a bluff that don't make me begin to make nukes. We would always say, if you start making nukes, we'll attack you. And they would go, if you attack us, then we might make a nuke. Don't attack us and we won't. So it was a perfect standoff. Now Israel has called their bluff on our behalf. So, and Trump has adopted Israel's point of view that for Iran to have a nuclear program at all is the same thing as them having a nuclear weapons program. Oh no, they're a year from a nuke if they tried to make one. is not good enough for Trump. He's willing to bomb over that. He's willing to accept Israel's parameters for that. So what does that mean when they prove that, hey, we're still spinning centrifuges, we're still making uranium, and we're still going to have a nuclear program? Then we bomb them again. And then they say, go to hell. We're still going to do it, and you can't stop us. Then we got to send in the 82nd Airborne. And then what? You got to kill every Shiite cleric in the country till there's nobody left to call himself supreme leader? You're going to parachute in the Shah's grandson? And the whole thing gets completely absurd.
Who's lived in Washington, D.C. for 46 years, by the way.
Yeah. And look, Iran is 3 times the size of Iraq, with 4 times the population and all mountains.
Yeah, geographically.
And they haven't been at war since 1989. And so, look, I admit I was surprised at how well the Israeli Air Force did against Iran's anti-aircraft. They had a lot of guys infiltrated in there who did sabotage missions.
Yes.
Plus they hit them with cruise missiles from standoff range, I guess they had local guys lasing them or just excellent satellite coverage. The Iranians were doing a piss poor job. Hey, security's a government program, man. So they did a piss poor job of protecting their anti-aircraft, and Israel almost immediately had total air dominance over the country. And America as well. Nobody even took a shot at the B-2s when they flew them in there. So Iran did much more poorly than I thought there. On the other hand, they were very wise to fire only 14 missiles, which that's how many bombs America dropped. So they fired 14 missiles in response at bases in Iraq and in Qatar. And they called ahead of time, like they had done before. After the killing of Soleimani, they called ahead of time and they fired at empty corners of bases, said, make sure you shoot this down. We're not going to do nothing. But we're talking about saving the barest of face and not doing what all the propaganda would have said, which is launch a war against America. It's the madman Ayatollah. The moment this guy has a nuke, he's going to nuke Tel Aviv, even if it gets every last Iranian killed. He doesn't care because that he's so religiously motivated with his end times 12er theology and things. Yet here he is, America bombs the hell out of his country, and in a highly symbolic way too, right? Like destroying this important symbol of their independence in this way. And he does the minimum. And all he can tell Trump is, look, man, I don't want to fight you. Because after all, what cards does he really have to play?
That's what I'm saying.
And Trump can really escalate. The only real card he has to play is a secret weapons program now, which I'm not betting on that, but man, I couldn't bet against it either at this point. After all, it's only consistent with what I've been warning this whole time, is that if we bomb them, then they're much more likely to make a nuke.
Poking it, and it's like, dude. Thank you guys for checking out this clip. If you haven't already subscribed, please subscribe and hit the like button on this video. It is a huge, huge help. And if you'd like to check out this clip's full podcast episode, that link is in the description below or right here. And finally, you can follow me on Instagram and X by using the links in my description below.